probably maybe saying our brand storytelling well, do more of brand storytelling. I mean, we are still learning on it, but it's something that we are looking at doing more that we should have started, because sometimes you just realize that even the people that you feel that are out there, when you buy their products, you realize that your product is actually working better. Okay, well, I grew up in a family of four. We are just two children, a boy and a girl. My dad and my mom were civil servants, and I think God just gave me the best parents. They are extremely, extremely supportive, extremely, extremely supportive. I remember they are my guinea pigs. When I started the business, my family was my guinea pig, and since 2014, from the sampling time till the time it was registered in 2016, my parents have not used anything. My family has not used anything apart from the products that we make. Um, Extremely supportive. My dad also introduced me to God, to trust God for everything. So it's just that family that encourages you, even though they were scared that, wow, what are you sure? What is this what you want to do? But right now, they've gotten to the point where they're like, oh, we are super proud of you. So that's my background. I schooled in Lagos. My nursery, primary was in Lagos. My university was at Obafemi Awolowo University. Um, and from there, I've done different other courses. I've done course in Regent's Business School in South Africa. I've done Moly College in London, EDC, that's Lagos Business School as well. And I'm still still in academics, trying to read, trying to, expand, my mind. So growing up for me was that space that's you are allowed to thrive. You're allowed to dream. There was no dream that I ever had as a child that was shut down. My parents would say, "Oh, do you think you want to? Okay, let's give it a trial." And then they would also encourage you. If they need to drop money for you, they would encourage you, and they would also pray about everything. I grew up in that house where you would pray about everything. I remember there was a time, even when I wanted to enter university, I'd filled Osu um, as my first choice in uni, and I'd submitted my jam form, and I think my dad traveled to Ocean State, Ileife, for a program, and he came back home and he said, "Oh, I passed in front of your school today," and I was looking at him, "Daddy, which school?" And he goes, "Oh, Ife, OAU." I said, "Daddy, I didn't feel OAU." He said, "What? What did you feel?" I said, "Osu." He said, "What is Osu?" Apologies to those that went to Osu. And I was like, "No way."
Me, Kayode, also people. so, so be careful. No, just kidding.
Oh my God. So my daddy was like, "No, you're not going to also. Did you even pray about it?" In my head, I'm like, "Why would you pray about going to higher institution? You just go." And so my dad was like, "Oh, there's going to be 3 days fasting and prayer in this house. That God is going to choose your university for you." And I was looking at him like, "Okay." Anyways, we did the fasting and prayer. God did not speak to me. Oh. It was my father that God spoke to. That it is OAU. And I remember that I asked God, I asked God for something. I said, "God, if you really want me to go to OAU, I'm going to go and buy change of institution form. By the time JAMB result is coming out, I want to see OAU first choice, OAU second choice in that result. If you really want me to go to OAU." Lo and behold, by the time JAMB results came out, the results OAU first choice, OAU second choice. So as I was going into OAU, I said, "God, okay, now that you want me here, what would you have me do?" At the times when I was having issues, especially with ECN and courses in social sciences, I'll just go back to the sports center to just pray, and tell God, "God, whatever it is, this thing has to be solved. You need to help me to understand this course." So they helped me to know God, they helped me to trust God, and they allowed me to dream as a child. Whatever it is that I wanted to, I explored. Wait, what did I do when I was young? Any holiday, Daddy, I want to learn fashion designing. Daddy, I want to learn this. Mommy, I want to do this. Mommy, I want to do that. Sometimes mom will be like, "You are just everywhere. Can you just be put together?" I'll be like, my dad will just say, "Allow her, allow her." And, there was also this thing that they imprinted in our heart, our ability to stand up for ourselves. That nobody is better than you. They might be more exposed than you, they might have more information than you, but they are not better than you. And you can be anything. So those were the things that I grew up in. That was the environment I grew up in. And I'm so grateful, super grateful for my parents.
God bless them. God bless them. God bless them. Thanks a lot for sharing that because, more often than not, as I have conversations with entrepreneurs, right, and I've met a couple, one of the things I've noted is there is usually this link, right, around between their what they do today and the extent of some of the things they're doing and some of the values they bring to what they do, right, that is directly coming from how they were raised, right? The kind of parentage and all of that. And you will see it in the values, you'll see it in the conversations and all of that. So I always like to kind of double click a little bit into it just to have an idea of, what happened. And also, much more importantly, to encourage, new entrepreneurs, right? And to encourage people who may not be entrepreneurs, but who will get to listen to this to be careful how we raise our kids because these things have impact in the future of the world, in the future of of this kid. So thanks a lot for sharing that. Now I'm beginning to kind of bring this to a wrap because I'm conscious of the fact that you need to get back and all of that. So just a few more questions, and we will call it a day. Now, did you ever, right? Because I recall the conversation you and your husband got married, and then, but and then you had a timeline and a business started and all of that. But before then, did you ever work in a place where you like 9 to 5 or unpaid employment or something? Did you do anything like that in the course of your career, or it was just like straight into, you got married and then business started?
So because I read estate management, you would have 2 years. In your fourth year and your third year, you have to do internship. So I did internship and then I did a lot of holiday jobs. Whenever there's holiday, if it is to be a secretary at some place, my father is going to get me inside that place. Go and work 9 to 5. So there was all of those things as well. So I before I got married, I also worked. I NYSC period, I worked, before I got married, I also worked for some time. Yeah. So and but in different areas, not even skincare or anything.
All right. And when you are going to start this skincare thing and it's beginning to look like, did you have fears of, "Ah, would I don't rather go and do my, predictable 9 to 5, collect my salary rather than the uncertain waters of entrepreneurship? Did you have that kind of, like struggle? Or it
Yes,
was more like,
yes. No, there was that fear of, I remembered in 2013, 2014, I was having a conversation. I cannot remember who it was. And the person was like, so what's your, okay, yes, the time when I was doing fashion. So during NYC, I was working and then by the side, I was doing fashion because, I wasn't with my family and I was just trying to maximize the time I had. So every little time I had, I was just trying to be engaged because that was what I grew up seeing. My parents being engaged, my parents working hard even aside from their 9 to 5. So I was just trying to be engaged. And one of the things, the conversation I had then was, even if this does not work, I would dust my certificate and I'll get a job. There is always that fear of the unknown. I remembered even my fashion house then, my my trainer, she would tell the other people, the other staff, because I feel when I enter into the fashion house, sometimes I go to a house like to the fashion house by 5 and I'm there till like 8, 9 because I just don't want to be bored alone in my house. And then she would tell the other fashion people, the other trainees, that see this lady, she has a certificate and she's doing as if our whole life depends on this fashion, and you are here, you're just whiling away time, So for me, then I felt, I thought of it that okay, if more organics does not work, I'm still going to dust my certificate and move on. But right now, it's almost 10 years, and it's
yeah,
super, super exciting to see
and
what
you ain't
we have
stopping.
done. And I did not, I did
You ain't
not.
stopping.
So right now we are just we are just excited about the next phase. That's it. Because the
Mm.
next phase is really, really exciting. And it's
Yeah.
something that we are also looking forward to. I am really, really looking forward to it. And I believe
Also.
that it's going to be a major one even on the African continent. So we are really excited about it. And one of the things I've learned is even though we started small, and we want it to be the story of hope. We want people to be able to look at more organics. We want Harvard Business School to come and study it and say business that started with 500 now has this, is doing this. For us, one of the things we hope to have is even having like a school in the community where we source or where we work, where we have like a school, we have like an hospital, we're ensuring that their children are doing well. You know, that's the bigger picture. It's not even this buying and selling that we are doing, even though we are making a few millions, and we're excited about it, but that's still not the bigger picture. The picture is having a business that, can be around for maybe like 100 years. That's the bigger picture. I mean, I can see a business, for instance, Beard Underlay and Co is going to be 40 years next year. And I'm saying, okay, if that is happening, more organics can also be something like this. There's the Coca-Cola that is around. I was at a business anniversary of one of Nigerians brand. It's a brand, a bag. Lelook. She did a 40th year anniversary 2 weeks ago, and I'm super excited to see that. You know, seeing how I can also build structures around it, seeing people that can own the vision and thrive on it and make it into something bigger. See Johnson and Johnson, see Dr. Bernie's and all of those brands, seeing them, and seeing an African brand do that is something that is exciting, and we absolutely look forward to it. So, are we afraid? Yes, but notwithstanding,
We're
we
doing
are
it
choking
afraid.
the fear. We are doing it afraid. We are choking the fear.
So
Yes.
glad to hear that. So exciting, so exciting, so exciting. Now, hmm, you've been on this journey for 10 years, right?
Almost 10 years. It'll be 10 years next year.
It will be 10 years next year, right? And I am sure that you've had your share of pains, you've had your share of people headaches. Like, how many people do you employ now?
So, right now in our factory, we have about 7 people, but
Seven
the
people.
different people that we work with are about
Mm,
500.
500, right?
So,
So, like the supply chain and the farmers, and they will have people that are also probably working for them. So I get that. Now, so even for people that you have like direct every month kind of payroll people, right? In the course of 9 years or 9.5 years, I'm sure that you've had your share of headaches and pains and I'm wondering if you're at liberty to share some of those, right? And share some of your practices now in terms of people practices. Now, when I say people practices, I mean that how do you, I'm a young entrepreneur, I'm a new entrepreneur, my business is small, right? I don't have all the funding to hire consultants to help me recruit and all that. How should I go about this? I don't want to have high blood pressure because of somebody people coming to work with me. Do you get what I mean? What would you have me do, right? So if you can share a little bit about your pain, some of your pains in the past, and share a little bit about your people practices, I think people will find that very helpful. Now that is part one of part one of the question. The second part of the question is something you mentioned that I found very instructive. You mentioned something around how you cultivate the relationship with your suppliers, that you are intentional about that relationship and you're building it. Now I know that apart from the training and some of that, are there other things that you do, right, to maintain that close relationship and happy relationship with your suppliers, right, that other people can probably take a leaf from and also replicate in their home businesses? I hope it looks like three in one, but I'm sure you get it.
so for the people, so in case I miss any part, just let me know. For
All
the people practice,
right.
Nigeria employees will show you pepe.
I know.
Nigerian employees will show you pepe, especially if you don't know what you're doing. But when they realize that you know what you're doing and you're able to put measures in place, it helps. So one of the things that we do is that um, we have an inventory this time. Sometimes I used to, the other time I realized that we are stocking in raw materials, products are going out, money is not coming in. That means there's an accident along the line. What's happening? I mean, production now we can see the products, and then we go back into the store, we can't see the products anymore. The raw materials is not there. They are not there. So what do we do? So the one of the things that we started doing is having a system where we impute all our raw materials into a system. So when you want to produce, because there is a production sheet, you subtract the raw materials from the production sheet. You make this thing for it.
A
You take
requisition.
account for it.
Mm,
Yes, you take
mm,
account for it. So we know who removed this product. And then
mm,
by the finished products are also there. We know the estimated revenue that that should generate.
mm.
We know those that are on ground.
Your cost
So there,
accountant have done all the
so
math for you.
so it is you cannot run away
Mm,
from it.
mm,
And there are also periods, so that in itself helped us to be able to regulate. So they know that one of us is going to bear the cost for this. So there was a time that I would just talk and talk and talk and talk and talk. We are sorry, we are sorry. Okay, no problem. But this time around, something happened. I mean, we've not gotten fully into it because at the end of the day, it is also humans being that we are working with. They are not robots, you know. Something happened. I think 5 months ago, we had the shipment to the UK, and for whatever reason, the person sent a product that was not right. It- she had the list of products, and the person in charge of logistics sent the wrong product, and then the product got to the UK, and the customer was like, "This is not what I ordered for. You know, what I ordered versus what I got. This is not the numbers of the product." And there is checks and balance when you have an order. Check it, um ensure that you pack it before you leave the office to the shipping company, especially for international shipping. Check it again. By the time you are writing the filling the form at the shipping company, check it again. Write it from the ones that you have, because the shipping company also has their own list. Cross check. Those are the things that we placed there. But for whatever reason, this auntie did not do all of those things. And so I checked the cost for shipping back to the UK. I apologized to the customer because sometimes, not every time, customers are always right. I apologized to the customer and I told her that in 7 days it's going to be delivered. Of course, that same day we had to ship another set to the UK for her. So I asked this person because she had done that mistake before and we had bared the cost. So I asked her what happened and she was like, I did not see this. I did not see her taking seriously the process that we've put in place. And I was like, so what's up? And he was like, I forgot. It was a mistake. I said, okay, no problem. That's fantastic. You did it the other time and there was no this thing for it. So right now, that's what's this amount for shipping is going to be deducted from your salary, because I mean the money has to come out from somewhere. If it was Nigerian shipment now, it's something, but it's an international shipment, you know. And since that 5 months ago, even local shipment is not. There are no mistakes. There are no. It's just their brains are extremely sharp, so, I mean, that has been done and that has been put in place. People waking up to say that they don't want to work anymore. I mean, that happens in Nigeria a lot. But one of the things we've also done is, I mean, if you want to go, we can't hold people. But we've also had people that have been around for maybe 7 years, which is not bad in itself. So at the end of the day, it's ensuring and managing people. People come and go, right? But notwithstanding, we also have people that have come to stay. And there are some people that we also feel that thank you very much for the time you've spent with us. But it seems we are on a different level. We appreciate you, but you have to go for the success of this thing. Because we do what's it called? Quarterly. We do oh Jesus, what is this thing? Yeah, we do appraisal. Yeah, we do appraisal. We do appraisal by yourself. You score yourself, and then there's also someone else that also scores you. And then we also have, like I said the other time, community is very important. In our community, in my community, I have HR person. So if we have like a new employment, have a place to fill, we have a contract employment HR person that is in-house that handles that process, so it makes it quite easier for us to just get the right set of people to fill in the this thing. Then we also have accountant that looks at our books that make us realize that if people are spending money on what you're not supposed to spend money on, how is this thing bringing in money for you? This product, it seems it is not moving well. Why are you still producing this? So we have all of those checks and balances in place. We also have business advisors that we speak to from time to time that wants to see that the product is doing well, and they also bring in business opportunities for us. So those are the things that we've done in that we've put in place as an SME. Now, for the women, beyond buying from them and the capacity building, we also provide equipment. In 2023, was it 2023? We provided an equipment. So there, if you're threading shea butter, for instance, you can't thread maybe like more than a 10 or 20 kg per time. And sometimes when I go to those communities, I thread with them. If you check my Instagram, the first two pages or the first two posts, you see something on shea butter on it. So in doing that with them, for me, for the next 3 days, my hand is spinning me. And I thought of it, how can we increase their capacity? So we got an equipment that can increase their capacity. They can thread about a 200 kg of shea butter within 30 minutes. So that in itself makes it reduces the time. They have time for other things. Their health is good. Aside from that, we reach out to each other. My supplier sometimes he just called to greet me, and I'm like, I beg you should not disturb me. When their child gives birth, we send gifts to them. We get some things from from our community, clothes and all of those things, books we share with them. We it's for us, it's more like their family, even though we have all those village family members that you saying things to. So it's just about also prioritizing them and making them know that they really matter in the business. Sometimes we even take our product to them and say, I see how you package your product. And they are super excited, to see what they do not value as it is. Some of them don't, before now, they don't really value. They're just like, oh, Asha and Shay, I think forward that. Like we're just using it to while away time, but we are able to make them see this thing that you carry. I remember something happened in 2020, just immediately after the lockdown was eased. I just won the best beauty brand in Africa at that time. And so we were supposed to travel to France, but we could not go. So they sent in representative from France to come and do like a documentary on the brand. And I told them, I don't want you to come to my space. I actually want you to spotlight the women that are in the bottom of the pyramid. And we went to one of the communities where we source our African black soap. They were super excited to see me. It was more like an homecoming for me. They had made pounded yam, they had all this. It was so beautiful. They had made pounded yam, they had gotten people to come and sing. Even the guys that
Yes.
came in from Paris were like, oh my god,
Okay,
are you
who
a
are
princess in
you?
this town?
Who are you?
It was just so beautiful. And as little as having a drone in that community, they were scared. They thought it was a bee invasion when the drone was. And I was like, no, 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 they're just taking a video of you. And they were so excited when the video came out. I showed them. They were super excited. Like, well, I know Amora, see us on TV. They were super excited. But beyond this, is also seeing how they are able to care for their family. It's also seeing them building also a community. So the other day I got products from them before there is an increase or immediately there's an increase in the market or there is a likely hike in the price of anything, they call me first and that Sissy, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, because most times they call me Sissy or Auntie, oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah, come and buy more right now. Can you make payment today? If I tell them I cannot make payment today, or maybe like to next tomorrow, okay, we are sending to you because by tomorrow they have already done a meeting that they are increasing, they're increasing the price and all of those things. So that in itself, for me, it's satisfaction. Knowing that these women have my back, it is a big deal. So I'm not caught unawares, as it were. They have my back, I have their back. It's not a one-way relationship. It's basically saying that they genuinely, and there was a time even in the business that things were not really going fine. They kept calling and I'm like, well, things are not going fine. They called and they were praying, like serious prayer for the business. In fact, one of them said that, I'm going to the church right now to go and sit down because, when it is good for you, it is good for me. And I'm like, wow, that's really, really sweet to know. And so all of those things adds together, and I think it makes a lot of sense that we are just in that beautiful relationship.
It does. Wow. It does. Wow. Wow. I mean, so so beautiful to behold. Though I wasn't there, but I can picture what that scene would have looked like, right? With the white guys around, and they would have like, okay, what exactly are you? Are you
I'm
a
telling you, I'm
client,
telling you,
or
it was just beautiful.
is it more than buying from them, or you understand? Are they more than suppliers to you? But I think you've been very intentional about it, and I think it's telling in the way they relate with you, and in the loyalty and the love that they're giving back. Because it's not just about what you're doing for them; it's a ripple effect of that on their kids, on their family, on their community. So again, thanks for all that you do. Now, this is my final question. Final question. Right, final question, and then if you have any final words for our audience, you can also share. If you have to do all of this again, right? What is that one thing or two things that you would do differently? Yeah, that's it.
Okay, if I would have to do it again, I would have done it more fearlessly from the beginning than, saying, okay, let's just while away time. What will be, will be. It's basically about taking it by
Hmm.
the
At
by the horn
storm from
and
the
just,
body hardware from
going,
by storm from the
yeah, and just going all out. Yeah, that
hmm.
is it. Another thing I would do is probably putting up structures earlier and not just carrying the whole weight all by myself, because there was a time that it was really tiring and I was like, okay, this is not even looking like it. But you know just having that people leveraging on the people that are around, because sometimes we look down on, we don't, it's not like we look down, we don't pay more attention on people around us, but God has placed amazing people around us that we are just allowing to just stay there, and they are ready to help even without even asking for something. Even if they would ask for something, you can also appreciate them. So paying attention to the people around me and just maximizing and just being deliberate about them more, um, that would have like enabled us to scale more, and probably maybe saying our brand storytelling well, do more of brand storytelling. I mean, we are still learning on it, but it's something that we are looking at doing more, that we should have started, because sometimes you just realize that even the people that you feel that are out there, when you buy their products, you realize that your product is actually working better, but they are making the loudest noise anyway. So being out there would have been something that will be something I would do again. But
Different.
aside from that, nothing else.
It's
I'm
been a
grateful
fun
for
ride.
I'm grateful for the support. I'm grateful for the gifts of men that God has placed
Mm,
around my life. I'm grateful for my spouse, for his extreme
mm.
support. I'm grateful for my parents, and I'm grateful for every customer that's trusted us from the beginning. Even when we didn't know what we were doing, they were just buying it with love. Some people will even buy and share with their families and friends. There was a time that there was just only one person that was buying consistently every month. I think when we just started, the only amount we were getting at that time was just maybe like she was buying 5,000 every month, and that was the only source of revenue at that point. So I mean, I'm grateful for all of those people in our lives. But anything we'll do again, just go fearlessly, just do it, and just do it. Yes.
Thank you so much. I guess that's even good enough as a final word to our audience, right? That they should go fearless, right, and go more aggressive. Take the bull by the horn and take it by storm from the word go. Thank you so much, WC, for all that you have shared today. Right, we can't pay you enough, right? I mean, because look at it. How many people will listen to these and will just draw a lot of courage, a lot of strength, a lot of wisdom from all the things that you've shared. So thanks a lot for coming on the adventures. It's really a pleasure to have you around.
Thank you for having me. I'm so grateful.
Hey, thanks a lot for taking the time to watch the podcast. We are super thankful for you taking that time and investing the time to learn. We hope that you find the story inspiring, and beyond that, that you've been able to articulate one or two things that you want to do differently in your own entrepreneurial journey. May I encourage you to please like, subscribe, comment, and please share the word within your own circle of influence, especially within those that you think are on the same entrepreneurial journey with you. May I also encourage you to please, beyond subscribing to our YouTube channel, follow us on our other social media platforms. That means a lot to us, and we can see that that helps us to track that we're making some progress and so making some impact. Thanks a lot once again for taking the time to watch, and we'll see you on the next episode.